welcome back to another episode on Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. On today's episode, what we're going to be talking about is about our emotions and how they have such a hard effect on us and how to properly deal with our emotions so that we can start feeling better. But before we start this episode, I want to introduce myself to all the first timers that are listening to my podcast so that you can have a better idea of what I do and how I can actually help you in overcoming your anxiety. I'm an anxiety coach and my name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I struggled with multiple anxiety disorders for 3 years, and this was about 12 years ago. And today I'm over 9 years, coming up to 10 years where I'm anxiety free. And today I help people that are struggling with anxiety to become anxiety free, just like the way I did it, by developing their mindset, their emotional mindset, their spirituality and physicality, so that they can be anxiety free and to be able to stay that way. But let's start today's episode. And like I said before, what we're going to be talking about is how to properly deal with our emotions. And one thing that I want to start off with, it's a very powerful thing that I heard, is that life isn't about happiness. And I was like, whoa, like, what do you mean life isn't about happiness? That's what we all want. We want to feel happy and be happy. And he was saying that life isn't about happiness. Life is about experiences. And he came to explain that our goal shouldn't be about happiness, because that will make us depressed in a way when we don't achieve that or we don't feel that way, because it's impossible to feel happy and be happy all the time. But more is that life is about experiences and to learn and to develop ourselves from those experiences. So I want to bring that into light because that's so important, and that blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, whoa. I'm like, that is so true, because we're always trying to be happy. That perfection, we always talk about that perfection is our enemy. We can never be perfect. So being happy all the time, it's impossible. We're going to have those ups and downs in life. It's just impossible to be happy all the time. So how do we deal with that and to take off that pressure, and how to deal with that emotion whenever we're feeling sad, whenever we're feeling frustrated, whenever we have anxiety? How do we deal with that? Because, hey, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way at all. That's what we want. We want to push it out, fight it, or anything like that. But that isn't helping us. If you have seen, that isn't helping you. You're still feeling anxious. You're still feeling sad. So how can we do it? And today in society, the whole entire thing is about being happy. Just being happy. If you're not happy, here, take a pill and you'll feel much better. But like, why? Why just take a pill and feel much better? Like, that's the solution. It isn't the solution. It may be a crutch for some people. And me personally, again, I believe in more the natural route, to take the natural route. But there's a reason why we feel this way. There's a reason why we're experiencing this. It's not just take this and that's it. You'll feel much better. You'll have lack of this. Yeah, it's because I went through certain situations in my life, certain struggles. Or right now, I am not happy with what I'm doing. So it's an indication that I need to change something. It's something that I need to change to develop myself so that I can feel much better. Again, of course, we want to feel good, but again, it's impossible to feel that way all the time. But we need to learn how to develop, how to deal when those down times come, because they do come. They do come. Even for me, I have those times where I feel down, wherever I'm feeling demotivated. I'm human, and that's perfectly okay. Now, how do we deal with that? That's the question over here. The first thing is to acknowledge our emotions. We can't push out our emotions or anything like that. There's a reason why. You either went through something in the past, or you're dealing with right now something that's really hard. Like, for example, with a few years ago, my brother, they found that he had a cancerous tumor in his brain. That completely devastated me to hear that about my brother. I couldn't feel happy. I couldn't. It was very hard. Even though I was trying and trying to be positive and everything to try to make myself feel much better, right? Because again, at the end of the day, we don't want to stay sad. But at the same time, I acknowledged that I was sad. I was like, you know what? This really hurts. Whatever I'm experiencing right now, this really bothers me that my brother has to go through it. And I did cry. And it was very heavy on me to know what he went through. You know, because we're very close, me and my brother. So like, it hurts me to see that. But that's okay. That's okay that we feel that hurt, or we have a certain loss that we had in life. That's okay to feel that hurt. It's okay to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to feel that way when we go through some certain situation. We're human. We're going to acknowledge that right away. Boom, we're going to feel that right away. Yes, later on we can start developing ourselves and start looking at the situation differently. But the first things first is to always acknowledge it. Or, for example, when we went through some hardships in the past, abuse, or whatever it is, we went through certain hardships that we went through. We have to deal with those issues that we had in the past to, number one, let it go by forgiving, by changing the perspective of how we saw it, by healing ourselves. We need to heal ourselves in order for us to move forward, in order for us to feel much better. Because, again, there's a reason why we feel the way we feel. And, again, it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel that way, but we should strive to start changing that feeling. We should start working towards not feeling that way. Because, again, at the end of the day, we don't want that to bring us down. But we're going to learn and develop ourselves and know how to deal with those past situations or whatever situation you are dealing with right now. So that way we can actually feel much better instead of feeling anxious like, okay, I always need to feel happy. Oh, no, I don't want to feel anxiety. I don't want to feel anxious. I don't want to feel sad. No, it's okay to feel that, and there's a reason why. Let's heal ourselves. Let's develop ourselves. Let's forgive whatever was in the past. Not for that person or not for that situation or whatever it is, just for ourselves. Just for ourselves. Because that's going to help us. That's going to let us let go a lot of our anger that's inside of us or whatever hurt that we have so that we can move forward and feel much better. Because that's what we want at the end of the day. Again, it's not the goal because we can never be happy 24/7. It's impossible because life hits us. Life hits us. Like we know when we first experienced anxiety, life smacked us on the side. Big time. We got hit from the side. We didn't even see it. It was on our blind side. Like, where did that come from? Why is this thing even happening? And it was one of the worst things to ever experience, right? It's one of the worst things. We always say, like, I never wish this on my worst enemy. And I used to say that all the time, and it makes sense because of the suffering that we're going through. But there's a reason why that happened. Even though it seemed like it came from the blind side, right? But there's a reason why we have anxiety. So we can't push that out. We can't say, I don't want this. I don't want to feel this. Here, take a pill or take something just to sedate yourself, and that's it. That's the solution, and just numb yourself. No, again, whenever you are taking medication, it shouldn't be for the long term. It should be for in the meantime, because some people go through very heavy situations. It's very hard for them to move forward. And again, I believe more the natural remedies first, to try that out first to see if that can help you. But at the same time, it should be just a crutch. I'm not a believer in medication right away, and that's the solution. I don't believe, to tell you the truth, I don't believe it at all because of these side effects and the effects that it has on people. But again, I know that it helps certain people. I know that. This is just my personal belief, or what I have seen in my life with my brother and other people that I deal with. It has really affected them in a very negative way. So I'm just a big believer more in the natural remedy. But again, getting back to the topic over here is that at the end of the day, what we want to do is first of all acknowledge our emotion. Acknowledge like, hey, I'm feeling like this. You know what? It's okay to feel this way. Whenever I was dealing with depression, one thing that I learned is that not to fight the depression, because I wouldn't want to feel this way. It's such a strong pain. It's not in our head. It's in our body. We feel it in our body. It's in our bones. It's such a powerful emotion, and it was so, I'll never forget that pain. It was such an emotional pain. It was hurting me, And of course, we don't want to feel that. But I realized the more I was trying to push it out, the more I was trying to fight it, the more it was getting big, the bigger it was becoming. So what I had to do is more accept it and say, you know what, I'm going to feel this way. And there's a reason why I felt that way, because of what I went through in my life, whatever my upbringing, the way it was. And again, I don't blame my parents, and I don't blame the situations that we went through, whatever it is, and the changes that I had to go through, in life. I don't blame that, but like those are my experiences that I had, and there's a reason why I feel this way, and I should acknowledge the way I feel. And that's okay to feel that way right now. It's okay to feel that way. There's times where, hey, it's okay to feel this way. It's not a problem. Even I know a lot of people tell me, but I've been dealing with this for so many years. I shouldn't be feeling this way. Says who? Says who you shouldn't be feeling this way. Okay, but you know what? I understand where you're coming from because you're tired of feeling this way. So maybe we haven't developed ourselves in the right way, or maybe we haven't healed ourselves from the past. And that's something that we need to do. Maybe that's the situation. Because there's a reason why your emotional state is staying that way. There's a reason why. It's because, hey, there's a hurt over there. There's something going on over there. We need to acknowledge that and to pay attention to that so that we can start healing ourselves and developing ourselves. Now, of course, it's not easy. Of course, it's not easy to feel whenever we're feeling sad. Like whenever I was experiencing depression, I did not want to feel that way. It hurt. It was a very strong pain. And I don't want today. I don't want that. Of course I don't want that because it was such a deep pain. Like I never felt before in my entire life, where my emotions, where I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop. When I would cry, it would just go and go and go for a good 30 minutes. Of course, it felt great afterwards. It felt like such a relief. But at the meantime, it just was such a pain. And every single day it would come to that place. I'm like, I don't want to feel this way, especially when it was sunset. When it was sunset, that's when it would hit me. And I didn't want to feel that way. But I started to stop not wanting it and started to acknowledge it. Our emotions are much stronger than us, and it needs acknowledgement. It needs that because it's telling us something. It's our experiences that we went through in life that is affecting our emotions, and we need to acknowledge it. Number one, to acknowledge that so that we can feel, number one, much better. After we acknowledge it and we feel our emotions, then we can start developing ourselves and changing our mindset. That's what we can do. So we can change the entire thing of what we went through in life. So that way we can feel much better long term and not just for a moment or two. That's the thing. That's what's really going to help us to feel much better. And again, guys, the goal isn't happiness. The goal shouldn't be happiness. Our goal should be more of, I want to develop myself and learn and grow from these situations. And again, of course, certain situations are very, very hard. But even with those situations, and it's like, just sometimes I hear, I just see videos. Like I saw this video of this mom. She's a YouTuber. I forgot her name, Ruby something. And she was abusing her kids. And me as a parent, I would never be able to do that to my kid. But she was doing that. Now imagine what they're going through, what they are going to be going through in the future. How do you overcome that pain? Now, see, they went through something. So is a pill just the solution to that problem? No, there's something that they went through. Some sort of pain that they went through. And all of us went through a certain pain in life. And it can be even right now. It couldn't even be the past, whatever it is. It can be even right now that we're going through something that we're not liking to do, like a job that we hate every single day coming in there, and we just don't like it. I know I have experienced that. I know that I did. I was in a job that I didn't like at all. It would hurt me to the bones. I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I hate this thing. And it would make me feel down and make me feel more stressful. So whatever it is, there's a reason why. And we need to first, number one thing is to acknowledge it. Acknowledge our pain. Acknowledge it and say, you know what? I have this pain and it's okay to feel this way. It's okay not to feel happy at this moment right now. But I'm going to make a change, or I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to whatever needs to be done so that this situation, whatever I went through, I can heal from so that I can move forward in life. That's what I want to do. So the first thing, again, guys, and I know I repeat this a few times throughout the episode, is to acknowledge our emotions. And this is going to help you with anxiety, because if you're not going to acknowledge your anxiety, if you're not trying to run away from the symptoms and the panic attacks and the anxiety attacks and the thoughts and the feelings, it just becomes stronger. We need to acknowledge them and say, you know what? And this is, by the way, acceptance over here. It's acceptance. Say, you know what? I'm just going to be with it because my body and mind is telling me something. It's telling me something, and I'm going to tell you something else. No. It gave you that chance. It gave you that chance. It gave you those times, whatever it is. And now it needs a different solution. That's what it needs at the end of the day. And that's what we need to provide it. If you are looking for a natural remedy in order to help you to deal with your anxiety and help you on your journey to overcome it, I created Calmly CBD, where it specifically helps you to calm down your anxiety and panic attacks. And as well, it doesn't make you feel drowsy. It doesn't make you feel sleepy. And it helps you to just feel calm so you can actually do things throughout the day, like work, drive, go out, and do whatever you like in a more calmer state of mind, as well as not addictive or has any side effects or any withdrawals, which this way can actually help you to heal your anxiety and get you to the destination in overcoming your anxiety much quicker. You can click the link that's in the description. It would say Calmly CBD to place your order today. And then right now it's on sale for a limited time, where you can buy one and get the second one free. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people, and the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose, is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.